locker room, I didn't have a ton to say about the actual basketball game. If we had everybody coming back, we probably would have talked about the game, but really what I wanted to emphasize was just how much our seniors have meant to us, not just as all conference players and good teammates, but just unbelievable people. As far as the game goes, I thought we showed a lot of heart and a lot of fight in the second half. It's hard to come back against such a good team when you're down, we were down 9 at halftime, and I think they had 3 first possession of the second half. So against such a good team, that's a difficult thing to come back from, but we showed a lot of heart, and our players have done that all year long, so I'm very proud of their effort.
Any questions for Kate?
Kate, when you played Oakland 9 days ago and won by 11 that game, what kind of differences did you notice out there between two games, I guess, tonight?
Well, I always say when tournament comes, everybody goes back to 0-0. So really your previous record doesn't matter or anything. So you tend to come out with a little bit more fire and tenacious attitude in you. And there was a lot of that. They had a lot more confidence. And it's a good thing being from Utah having an elevation thing for you. So they didn't tire as easily as they did when they were at our place. But they're a good basketball club. And you can always expect to have a good game against them and have them work as hard as they can. So I noticed a lot of different things about them. They're really confident and did really well.
Did they switch a lot of things up, defense-wise and offense-wise, with 9 days ago?
Yeah, defensively they started to double in the post. It was through somebody else down there to double Chalice, as that'd be a smart move. Chalice is an amazing basketball player. So they doubled in the post a lot, which threw us off guard at first. And I think that was really the only difference they made in terms of their defense that I noticed.
Can you talk about that 6-point where you made that 2 + 1 and a 3 in the second half?
I have no idea. You just get into a zone and they happen to fall. I actually thought that 3 was nowhere near in at all, if you want the honest truth. I started to chase after the rebound and it went in, and I just was kind of like, okay, well then here we go. Like, it's basketball's a game of runs, so you kind of expect for your team to go on a run and their team to go on a run, and it was nice to be able to make such a big run to come back and bring us closer within beating distance.
Well, final questions, Caitlin, you're free to go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You guys take care.
And we'll entertain follow-up questions for Coach Payne.
Guys are easy.
Coach, with the job they were doing on Chalice Pascucci, how many times did you try to change your offense or plays you wanted to go to?
Kate called it a double team. I thought it was more of a quadruple team. But really smart. I mean, that was a great game plan. Being that most of our offense runs through Chalice, they did a really good job of taking her out. I mean, we kind of emptied the playbook. We called as much as we could for her, and we just weren't able to capitalize. They did a really good job, not just Carnego and Waterworth, but they all, as a team, did a really good job on her. But we went to 3 different sort of motion offenses, and typically we just stick with one. And the second one worked the best, pulling them sort of away from the basket. She set a lot of on-ball screens, and that's where we made our run. But it just wasn't enough. It was kind of too little too late. But
Can you talk about 2 players having about 80% of your points for the game, and Jackson and Sears?
yeah, that's not what you want in your team. We've done that a lot this year, though. Just being that we have so many young players, some nights they're great and some nights they're not so great. But that's not what you want from your team. You want at least 3 or 4 in double figures, and so we came to rely, especially in the second half, on those 2 guards, and had very little inside game tonight, unfortunately.
Is this a moral victory at all? You represent Southern Utah well, and got a lot of girls coming back, and a new league coming down the road. Is this a moral victory, would you say at all?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't say that. When you split with a team, you come into the tournament, you really hope to come out victorious, which was our plan as well. But again, as I said, it's not a moral victory, but I'm very proud of them. And you're right, we have a lot of young kids, and some of them played quite a bit tonight, some not so much. But we are a young ball club. Next year we won't have a single senior on our roster, so we're definitely trying to build for the future.
For a final question?
How is Sioux Falls treating you?
It's been great. The people here are wonderful, and the tournament's been so organized, and it's really been a pleasure to be here.
Coach, we appreciate the time.
Thank you.